Hello, guys. It's 1 a.m. in the morning in Bangalore, India, and it's a perfect time to rip apart this old HP PSC 1210 all in one desktop printer. So I'm Gurinder Singh Gill from technervous.blogspot.in. You can find more about the project details on like any project details on technervous.blogspot.in. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and see what this thing right now. This printer is not working. It's kind of pretty old, around like 6 7 years old, and what I wanted to do was see whether you can get some parts out of this printer and use it for some other project. So let's see what's there inside this printer and what can we use from this particular printer for like extracting some parts which are pretty important. So first thing which you can see here is that this particular printer has this small panel which has these couple of LEDs. You have an 7 segment display here, so this particular panel may be useful, and you have some really good buttons here. Okay, so let's get started. First thing, let's see, the printer is intact, and yes, I have opened this printer once just before making this video, and it was a real pain to get this printer open, more or less because I didn't have the proper tools. So yeah, so this particular assembly is like the flap is made using one of these, like they're clamped using one of these. So let's try to see whether we can just get them apart. So the trick of getting them is just push this and pull. Similar thing here, just push and pull, and there it goes off. So here is the upper base. Now let's go inside a bit. So you can see the cartridge slot there and some paper assembly there, which is probably juggled up because I didn't fit it properly back. So let's go ahead and use the same principle to take this apart. And this comes apart pretty soon. Now this printer was held by these 4 screws, and you can see that how I had to just cut apart the entire plastic to get through these screws, because they were using the old weird kind of like star shaped screws, something like these, and it was very difficult to open them with normal screwdriver. So let's go ahead and see what's inside the first part, that is the top. So with a bit of struggle, I can go ahead and remove the top, and the top comes off. And once you see, the glass is actually stuck by some double-sided glue, sorry, with some hot glue. And then you have this small PCB which has the buttons as well as the different peripherals like the LEDs and the 7 segment display. And you have the small slot which connects to the main board, which I'll show in a few minutes, which actually goes ahead and uh, interfaces this particular panel with the rest. So let's keep that aside. This is the scanner assembly. So basically this scanner just goes on rides on this particular um, what do you call, um, teeth assembly, I guess. And then yeah, this is the ribbon cable for the LEDs and LCDs. So behind this particular scanner, so this black thing which you can see some lines on, this is the actual circuitry for scanning the particular document. So it does a line by line scan. So this is the part which does that, and it sends the data through this cable down to the main board. And as you can see, there is a DC motor here which has an assembly of riding this gear, which actually runs on this teeth. So that's how your scanner actually goes forward. And then to control the actual position of where the scanner should go, you can see this small disc here. Well, my camera is not able to focus properly, but there is a small disc here which actually has so yeah, I guess now you'll be able to see, which has a different slots in between. So these slots actually, there is a small IR transmitter and receiver here. So this actually detects whether this motor is moving at what pace by detecting how many slots it has covered, and that's how it basically keeps a track of its position. So this is a little weird assembly. This is like a cheap way to do stuff, and I was actually really surprised by this particular method is actually used inside the entire printer. So I was actually hoping to find some kind of a stepper motor for the x axis, like the print head axis, going left and right, but instead what I find is, let's see. So with a bit of push, I just remove the top. There is nothing inside that, so we'll focus more onto this guy. So this guy just comes off. So this is basically the main print head. So this is the x-axis assembly. As you can see, this guy just rides onto this assembly, and the main job is actually done by a small motor. As you can see down here, this motor actually runs this particular teeth thread, which in turn makes this guy move left and right. And as I was talking about the assembly, here you can see a small strip. It's actually very micro printed, so it's very difficult to see here. But if you see it, and like, I'll probably try to get a good picture of this, but if you try to see it, this has the exact same teeth pattern but at a very high density. So basically it's doing the exact same thing. If you go behind the printhead, you can see that small uh, guy right there. So let me get a screwdriver. So basically you can see this guy. So this guy is actually nothing but again that IR transmitter and receiver, and it's basically checking for different, how many basic whites and blacks have I passed in this particular strip, and based on that it calculates its x and y position. Now, let's go ahead and take but the x-axis assembly and see how the paper is fed in. And just before going into that, so this is the backside of the assembly. So yeah, you can see by this probably that it's a pretty old printer, and this is the motor which drives the entire thing. And this particular you can see this particular I don't know what it is, dust or rust, I guess, which actually has. This is basically the ribbon cable which gets the information to the head to tell the head that how much ink has to be dispensed and all. And you can see that it's in a pretty bad condition. So we could probably use this entire assembly as it is, but instead of head, we can cut and add another something else, which like a 3D printed part or something, which probably can act as an X and Y axis drawer, or probably we can use the other motor which is there, or in the scanner assembly, and try to make a 2D plotter or something like that. So let's keep that aside and go towards the paper assembly. So this is the paper assembly. So basically again they are using the exact same mechanism. So if I go ahead and show you, as you can see, this is the wheel. This is a piece of plastic which again has that same lines of black and white printed on the circumference. And if I show you, like, just below there, you can see that there is again a small IR transmitter and receiver which actually detects how many like basically what's the revolution of, like, what rate this wheel is moving. And the similar assembly is actually here. So you can see that there is an again an IR transmitter and receiver, and it basically is used for detecting whether the cartridge, to refill the cartridge with the assembly, is opened or closed. So it's a way of implementing a switch without any friction. Okay, so this is probably a place where the head cleans itself, and this is again a place which is very messy, but this is the place where when you do the print the clean cartridge command, so it basically just comes to this place and tries to push some ink out into this particular tray. So you can see that black shiny thing right below there, that's the ink. So it gives the command to print, like push the ink, and you can see there the ink is packed all down. And this basically removes all the clogs in the pores. So we'll just try to get before trying to get this, I was really surprised by this. So this is basically the main power module. So you can see that the normal AC adapter just plugs in here, and you have a color coded wire. So usually according to the standards, black is ground, red is 5 volts, and yellow is 12 volts. So I'll do a check on them, and though this printer was working before I disassembled it, and like it was working in a very bad manner, it was not doing anything else rather than just giving some errors. But the thing that it was working means that this power supply unit is working. So yeah, I got one power supply unit which has a plus 5 volt, 12 volt, and a ground supply which I can use in my project. So that is a bit cool. Now we'll try to remove this particular assembly. Okay, so as you can see that this is the second motor which actually drives this entire gear system. A bit close up of the particular wheel. So here you can see that on the rim of this particular plastic wheel there are like micro lines, so you barely can see that as a different shade, but it's actually micro lines of black and white, and the other is just for information purposes. So and yeah, again there is another IR transmitter receiver here, which probably is there because whenever the paper enters, it presses a small or it actually there is this small uh, notch kind of a thing here. Not a notch, something coming out actually. So basically when the paper enters, it just presses this guy inside. It's very light, so a paper's weight can actually press this guy, and it tells the particular module that the paper is actually inside or the paper is outside. So this is basically again an IR transmitter receiver. Now coming to the main part, the main board. Well, there is nothing else remaining in this printer. So the main board, it did had a protective cover which somewhere I misplaced. So yeah, I'm not sure where exactly that is, but this is the main board. Now surprisingly enough, the IC is actually made by Agilent, which is a very big company, and it basically makes all the oscilloscopes and test equipment, basic electronic test equipment. So I'm betting that this is some kind of an custom ASIC or FPGA. Here you can see the memory. So this is basically the memory, something like RAM, I would say. And then you have couple of these ICs which I have to look a data sheet for, that what exactly they do. I'm not very sure. This is the USB interface which connects to the PC, and a close-up of the IR transmitter and receiver. So the gap in between actually allows the the thin plastic to rotate, and there is a small, so it won't focus here, but there is a small, so yeah, you can see that there are a couple of points there. So it has a small LED which transmits and receives. So I guess guys, this is it. So this was the complete disassembly of an HP PSC 1210 printer. I'll see what I'll use the parts for. So I probably got three DC motors which have an feedback in terms of like an optical feedback. So they will be pretty precise, and I'll try to see that if I can reuse the assembly for something like doing a scanning project, like a 2D scanner, or a 2D plotter, or something like a 2D engraver. So let's see if something can be done to this particular thing, though I'm not sure whether engraver will be possible because the power these DC motors may have is not that great. So yeah, um, so thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you like it, just press the like button. It helps me a lot, and subscribe to my channel. See you sometime later.